CTV Calgary, local breaking news.
Good afternoon. 2 people have died from carbon monoxide poisoning. It happened this morning in the Northeast. They were found in a garage in the Rundle neighborhood around 1:30. One person died at the scene while the other died in hospital. The Calgary Fire Department says CO levels were over 300 parts per million. They also found the vehicle was not running, but it was still warm.
As soon as you start up your vehicle, you should pull it outside and then close that garage door because it can accumulate in those areas very, very quickly. So we should never have a running vehicle inside a garage.
Police say the deaths are believed to be non-criminal. Calgary police are looking for a man after a woman was assaulted outside a strip mall. Police say it happened on Sunday, December 21st at 11:30 p.m. in the 100 block of Bedford Drive Northeast. There was a verbal altercation and then a woman was sprayed in the face with bear spray. The suspect then left in a white Acura. Police are looking for a man in his early 20s with black hair and a mustache. He's 5'10" and of Middle Eastern descent. If you have any information, please contact police or Crime Stoppers. The conflict in the Middle East is starting to push up gas prices in Calgary. Gas is up to nearly $1.40 per litre at some stations around the city, and it's expected to continue rising because of unrest in the Middle East. There are disruptions to maritime traffic in the Strait of Hormuz, where 20% of the world's oil supply passes through. Iran is also using drones to attack oil refineries in the region. The disruptions are pushing up oil prices around the world. Alberta doctors are calling on the province to follow its own rules regarding triage liaison physicians. The plan would have placed doctors into emergency rooms to help move patients through faster. It was in response to the death of a man who waited hours for care in a hospital in Edmonton. The doctors were promised under the master agreement between the province and the Alberta Medical Association, but never materialized. The province and the AMA blame each other for a lack of communication and not following agreed upon processes.
There's 2 sides to this, and I take accountability for our side of it. We did implement the position. We did accept the after-hours modifier. We have looked into the concerns over liability, and we'll continue to work with the AMA on each of these points. And I would also ask that they continue to work with us to get it done for patients.
The province had earmarked $20 million in the budget to implement triage liaison physicians. NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman is in Calgary today. He's here to check the progress of the new event center, but that may not be all. City and provincial officials are pitching a bid to co-host the 2028 World Cup of Hockey. Glenn Campbell reports.
Scotia Place is really starting to take shape and is expected to be ready for the start of the 2027-28 hockey season. And it may already be in line for one of hockey's premier events. NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman will be in Calgary on Tuesday to meet with team ownership, tour the arena's construction site, and get an update on the arena's progress. Some are hoping he may even announce that Calgary will be one of the hosts for the 2028 World Cup of Hockey.
Very much in support of a potential bid. I think it would be very exciting to be able to welcome the world for this event, and I understand that there's going to be some more news coming very shortly on that.
Calgary's part of a joint bid with Edmonton to host hockey's best and the next best chance for post-Olympics Canada-US rematch. Premier Danielle Smith confirmed Monday the province has kicked in $15 million to assist with the bid.
It's going to be, I think, the second most watched sporting event in the world when it comes to hockey. So we're crossing our fingers and hoping that the NHL Players Association as well as the owners make a decision for the Calgary-Edmonton bid.
Tourism Calgary's been working hard on the pitch. Hosting this event would be a huge economic boost to the city.
This would genuinely bring visitors from all over the world to come and watch the highest level of best on best hockey. You know, when you start to talk about economic impact for this would be enormous. This would be, north of 200 million type impact.
Farkas says he'll meet with Bettman on Tuesday night at the Flames Stars game, where he hopes to get more details, and that the World Cup of Hockey is just the start of things to come for this city.
Calgary's at its best when we're welcoming the world. We have that Olympic legacy of being able to welcome the world, to be able to come here to compete in Calgary. And as we think about the future prospect of hosting events like this, there's a huge business case. There's a huge economic case to continue to lean in, not just for hockey, but for all other sorts of growth industries.
Glenn Campbell, CTV Sports, Calgary.
British Columbia is adopting year-round daylight saving time, sparking renewed debate about whether Alberta should follow suit. This Sunday, BC clocks will spring forward for the last time. Remaining on daylight saving time means BC will match Alberta from November to March. The East Kootenay and Golden regions are the exception and will continue to change their clocks in line with Alberta. BC's Premier says the move will improve overall health, reduce disruptions for families, and provide an extra hour of evening light during the winter.
Doing this spring forward, fall back is not a good thing for our body. So we've been doing this now in Alberta since 1972, and we know there's acute harm that comes with that spring forward in March. Just in the fall, when we fall back, we all get a little bit of extra time, that extra hour, but it's also realigning our circadian clocks with our day-night and with the work schedules.
Premier Smith says her government will consider whether a similar change is in the best interest of Albertans. It has been asked in a referendum before, most recently in 2021, when 50.2% of Albertans voted to keep the time change. Though Smith says the question wasn't totally clear and we may revisit it again. Thanks for joining us. We'll have more on the top stories coming up on CTV News at 5 and 6 or anytime online at ctvnewscalgary.ca.